This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news tonight, in a swift change from their announcement last week, the Trump administration says it will not bring oil and gas drilling to Florida waters, and many are in favor of that decision. Governor Rick Scott supporting the move, as well as Mote Marine Laboratories president and CEO. Dr. Michael Crosby says the choice is logical for the economy and sustainability of our ecosystem because oil drilling can have a huge impact on Florida fisheries, which is a billion-dollar industry. He says that some fisheries who suffered oil spills throughout history still have yet to recover.
We don't want that to happen here, and I'm very, very pleased that there was a logical, science-based discussion of the costs, the benefits, and employment of the precautionary principle to arrive at the solution to continue to restrict oil drilling off the coast of Florida.
Crosby says Florida dodged a bullet after the BP oil spill in 2010. Had the Gulf currents been normal at that time, the spill could have spread much farther down the coast, possibly even into the Florida Keys. The South Florida Museum is enjoying the benefits of a new aquarium director just months after the death of its most famous resident, Snooty the manatee. Virginia Edmonds took over the position back in November and has hit the ground running. ABC7's Rick Adams has more tonight from Bradenton.
Well, this continues to be one of the Suncoast's most popular attractions. Now with a new aquarium director in place, it has a lot of folks very excited. Her name is Virginia Edmonds. She not only loves manatees, but is an expert when it comes to these gentle giants, especially rehabilitating them. Edmonds took over the job as aquarium director back in November after working with manatees at Lowry Park Zoo in Tampa for 2 decades.
I'm very happy to be here, and I just want to continue the work that South Florida Museum has been doing with manatees here, and maybe be able to help take that to the next level of rehabilitation.
Currently, the aquarium has 2 manatees getting healthy, Baca and Gale. Gale is expected to be released back into the wild sometime next month, while Baca most likely will go to SeaWorld for further rehabilitation. Edmonds says she is looking forward to bringing in more challenging cases.
Helping the staff learn about that, how to handle those manatees, how to take care of those manatees and do the best work for them. So I just see good things coming ahead and just continuing the great work that's been done here.
Edmonds takes over following a time last year when tragedy struck the museum and aquarium. Snooty, the oldest living manatee in captivity, died in July, just hours after turning 69 years old, after he swam into a maintenance tunnel. South Florida Museum CEO Bryn Ann Baseo says Edmonds is the right person to keep Snooty's legacy alive and move the aquarium and rehabilitation program forward.
She comes highly qualified, and she can just jump right in. There's no learning curve.
Edmonds is also the chair of the Manatee Release Committee, which involves the Florida Wildlife Commission. She says that she's already been connecting with the many visitors to the museum.
Having discussions with guests that come here and telling them about that story, about the manatee story, why they're here, how they got here, and that they'll be able to be released, and that there are people helping them, it's embraced and they love it.
And do keep in mind the museum will be shutting down the aquarium here in the middle of next month for a few weeks for maintenance. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Rick. Well, quite a foggy morning this morning. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan to see if we can expect the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah,
Bob?
it looks like it already. Starting to see that temperature get very close to the dew point, and that happens. The moisture comes out of the atmosphere in terms of fog or low cloud, and the humidity at 96%. Winds are out of the north at 5 now. The pressure 30.03 inches. As far as the current conditions go, based on the computer forecast models, the visibility down to 7 miles at Sarasota, so it's there. It's not that thick, but with the current conditions, we expect that to thicken up throughout the overnight, especially after 3 a.m. Now, there are no advisories right now, and it's going to be right there on the cusp of issuing a fog advisory tomorrow morning before sunrise. I would count on a little extra driving time if you're going to work tomorrow morning as people slow down a little bit during this kind of situation. And again, the fog is going to stick around for a while, and it may stick around a little longer near the coast. So keep that in mind. There have been occasions where fog has been around throughout most of the day, but Looks like we should get clearing most areas by 10:30, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then it will be back again. Now, we have an upper level low spinning too, just to the east of our area, and it is bringing rainfall from, say, Fort Lauderdale northward now up to near Fort Pierce. That's going to stay there. We're not looking at any rainfall here. This is going to move northward and should be far enough to the east that it should not be a factor for us as far as rain goes. Temperatures statewide, it's mild all over the place into the mid-60s. Even low 70s now in Miami. We'll have more on the forecast, tell you about a cold front that'll cool things down for the weekend in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you, Bob. A narcotics investigation by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office leading to the arrest of 3 people today. Detectives say they have been investigating narcotics activity on 29th Avenue West in Bradenton. After searching the residence today, detectives say they found 400 grams of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, 3 firearms, and 400 rounds of ammunition. 41-year-old Laura Shepard is charged with possession of a firearm and ammunition by a convicted felon and felony possession of marijuana. 19-year-old Timothy Borstel and 20-year-old Zachary McGuire are also charged with possession of marijuana. This investigation remains ongoing. A Charlotte County Fire Rescue Battalion chief has been arrested. John Miller is charged with burglary and assault. Detectives say Miller got into an argument with another driver that then turned physical. When a phone was brought out to record the incident, witnesses say Miller took that phone. Charlotte County fire officials are aware of the arrest and are conducting an internal investigation. Manatee Technical College now has the funds to expand its workforce training program. Governor Rick Scott visiting the Bradenton College this morning to award the first grant from the Florida Job Growth Grant Fund. The money will help the school purchase high-tech equipment needed to expand the workforce training program in advanced manufacturing and production technology, a move that will help prepare more students for future career opportunities.
You talk to students right here at Manatee Technical College, they know they're going to walk out with a job because they know there's a good job market. We have about 235,000 job openings right now in their state. People are flocking here from all over the world because they know they can get a job, and we're just a great melting pot.
The goal of the program is to help prepare Florida students for years to come and encourage businesses to invest in Manatee County as a result of the skilled workforce. And today, Governor Scott announcing an increase in Florida's high school graduation rate. The rate has reached a 14-year high, according to the Florida Department of Education. For the 2016 to 2017 school year, Florida's statewide graduation rate rose to 82.3%. That's an increase of 23% since 2003 and 1.6% over last year. Here on the Suncoast, Manatee County's graduation rate stands at 81%, Sarasota County's at 86%. And after years of discussion and effort to revitalize a Sarasota park is finally becoming reality. Today, crews demolished the restrooms at Fred Atkins Park. The move will make way for an open concept park. It's set to reopen at the end of the day on January 19th. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus why immigration enforcement officers are targeting 7-Eleven stores across the country, and a new ring that could be the key to getting help in an emergency. We'll have more on those stories when we come back.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closets story.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team,
Join a team.
Help us light the night.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Well, Bob, once those clouds kind of moved past, it was a pretty nice day here on the Suncoast
really
today.
Nice. Yeah, sunshine this afternoon. Things look really quite bright after a soupy start this morning. You know, it was thick as pea soup out there. The fog, again, a problem, and it looks like it could be a problem again tomorrow morning. We are looking at some photos, though. It cleared out this evening. Things looking pretty good. Golden Gate Point, this photo, again, set in by Robert Marks, and nice picturesque shot right there. And earlier today, the fog did clear out, and Cindy Desmond getting that shot of showing some nice weather across the Suncoast this afternoon. Temperatures managed to get up into the upper 70s for highs today, and I think we'll see similar conditions again tomorrow. Weather headlines read like this. We will see more fog, as we're seeing already in parts of the Suncoast. A cold front comes in late Friday, and looks like morning throughout the Friday morning should be okay weather-wise. We'll see a few showers late in the day, but a clear but cooler weekend ahead. It will be a bit breezy, too. You'll notice a big difference there. We have some rain along the East Coast. Now, an upper-level low and a mid-level low kind of spinning across the East Coast there. The rain will stay to our north and east, too, it looks like, over the upcoming 48 hours. We're not going to see any problem with that. But as I said, late Friday, a pretty good chance to see some rainfall moving on in across most of the Suncoast. Talking about this earlier, military exercises going on down off the Keys, and right there is some chaff going on. There's, again, that's the military uses that to kind of disguise or keep themselves invisible, if you will, from radars, and they put this out there to kind of disguise their presence, and they practice that, but that's usually done off the coast of the Keys there. Satellite and radar imagery showing this is real rainfall now over the Bahamas and along the East Coast, and you can see that spin and rotation as it works its way northward, but none of that rain making it into Manatee or Sarasota counties, and it looks like it'll stay dry too, as I said, until late Friday afternoon and into Friday night. Currently, the clouds are out there, the dew point and temperature getting very close to one another, and that will cause some problems again, I think, as far as the visibilities are concerned tomorrow morning, and it may stick around until 10, 11 o'clock, so maybe a little of a dreary start, but we should see a nice finish. Again, some sunshine peeking out in the afternoon. The high today was warm, 77 degrees, our normal high at 71. Don't think we'll see the 70s much next week as some cooler air settles in. As far as the rainfall goes, we're doing pretty good for the start of the year thus far, just over an inch, and that's where we should be. Temperatures currently across the state, all warm everywhere across the Panhandle, 64 in Pensacola, the same in Jacksonville. It's 66 in Orlando and 72 now in Miami. And the water temperature at 60 degrees, and most everyone now into the mid-60s to upper 60s. Here's a look at the futurecast. It is depicting some rainfall for our inland counties overnight. Don't count on too much there. I think that's a little overdone. Some along the East Coast, not out of the question, but the fog definitely a problem all up and down west central Florida, and for mariners on top of that. As we saw today, it was pretty thick out there, and looks like it'll stay that way. Well, there is a snowstorm and ice storm heading across parts of the Midwest over the next 24 to 48 hours, especially over the weekend. It turns over to snow on Friday and into Saturday across places like Ohio and Pennsylvania and Michigan. Elsewhere across the nation, we're getting some snow right now into Nebraska and parts of Kansas, and the snow and rain over parts of Canada. Well, that real cold Arctic air is set to move in. Temperatures right now fairly moderate, and highs tomorrow will be in the 50s and 60s throughout places like Cleveland, St. Louis, and Chicago. And bitter cold expected to move down, though, over the upcoming days, so the deep freeze will be back with a vengeance across much of the eastern third of the nation. Here's a look at the forecast then for tomorrow. Fog in the morning and then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High temperatures warm into the mid-70s all the way through Friday. There's a 40% chance for Friday, but don't let that scare you. That'll be later in the day on Friday and Friday night. And then breezy and cooler for Saturday. Now, we'll see coldest temperature, I think, on Sunday with a high of only 62 degrees. Temperatures staying, though, into the mid-60s right on in through Wednesday. So if you like the cold and you're a little disappointed with the warm weather this week, well, it'll be back next week. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. A little bit of a roller coaster there. At least 17 people are dead, 28 injured in California from weather-related incidents. Marcy Gonzalez has the very latest.
A desperate, difficult mission.
There's a pool back there.
To find the 24 people still missing in Southern California, including these sisters and Robert Riskin's mother, after heavy rain unleashed massive mudslides.
It's my mom, and I'm fighting with all my heart to find her.
Dozens of people pulled to safety by helicopters, including this family of 5, but at least 17 people were killed, including the headmaster of a Catholic school in Ventura. Roy Roeder was found dead after he and his wife were swept from their home. She was later rescued.
I just am stunned, absolutely stunned.
This ongoing disaster follows the state's largest wildfire in history that wiped out vegetation that could have slowed the fast-moving torrent of mud, boulders, and debris. That powerful onslaught ripping homes from their foundations and burying multi-million-dollar mansions so deep in places only the chimneys are visible.
My neighbor's house, devastated.
Oprah Winfrey posting this video on Instagram of the destruction around her home.
I would say it's apocalyptic.
In Montecito, hundreds of people still stranded. The mudslides taking out the town's water main and draining the entire reservoir, leaving residents waiting for rescue with no drinking water and still no electricity.
And officials say that water service may not be restored for months, meaning the entire town may now have to be evacuated. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Burbank, California.
Immigration enforcement officers are targeting 7-Eleven stores. Agents with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement descended on nearly 100 7-Eleven franchise stores across the country today, cracking down on employers who hire undocumented immigrants. ICE says they began audits and interviewed employees and managers. 21 people suspected of being in the U.S. illegally have been arrested. President Trump has been tough on immigration during his year in office, and this past October, ICE's acting director pledged to nearly quadruple workplace crackdowns. A power outage at the Consumer Electronics Tech Show in Las Vegas is being blamed on heavy rainfall this week. Some showrooms and hallways went dark inside the vast Las Vegas Convention Center for about 2 hours today. Sony, Samsung, Intel, Qualcomm, and LG were most affected and evacuated during the blackout. Several brands used the opportunity to pitch their new products. One vendor invited people to visit its booth to check out a battery pack. Power has since been restored, and that show runs through Friday. And at that show, a company showing off a new ring that could be the key to getting help in an emergency. The NIM ring will alert police or your family if you're in danger. It features a small recessed panic button. When pushed, it can send your location to emergency responders or a list of designated family and friends, or you can choose to alert both. The company says the ring can also be used by people with medical issues and the elderly. The NIM ring costs $249. And a device to help the legally blind see is also among the new technologies on display at the Consumer Electronics Show. This is eSight. The company says the eyewear has a high-speed, high-definition camera. The video feed is enhanced and displayed on 2 screens in front of the user's eyes. The company says the video images are extremely clear and have virtually no lag. Well, stay with us. Sports is coming up next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what the kids will be talking about on the social medias tonight.
It's next to the toilet if you need some assistance with that.
If I went in your bathroom and saw the hammer, I don't think I'd ever come out. I really don't.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer.
G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac. Now, sports.
The Tampa Bay Lightning will be well represented at the NHL All-Star Game, a league best. 4 players will play in the game, which will be played on the Bolts' home ice at Amalie Arena. Nikita Kucherov, Victor Hedman, and Andrei Vasilevsky will join Lightning captain Steven Stamkos of the All-Star team. This is Stamkos' 5th All-Star game. The Lightning own hockey's best record and are coming off a big win last night over Carolina. Head coach John Cooper will also coach the Atlantic Division All-Stars. The NHL's All-Star Weekend is set for January 27th and 28th in Tampa. And in college basketball tonight, the Gators at home hosting Mississippi State. Quindari Weatherspoon working his way up the court, and he will pull up and make it from 3. And then Lamar Peters dribbles up the court, fights his way through the screen, and with a silky smooth step-back jumper, he drills the 3-pointer. Weatherspoon finds Eric Holman down in the paint, and Holman, with some post work, makes the hook shot. Later, Chris Chioza spins, stops, finds Igor Kulachov, and he will find the bottom of the bucket for the 3-pointer. The Gators go on to win 71-54. And Louisville taking on number 23 ranked Florida State in Tallahassee. In the first half, Florida State leads 7-0. Ike Obiagu with the block, the Seminoles in transition. C.J. Walker then passes to Terrence Mann for the slam, and the Seminoles lead 9-0. Later in the first, Louisville trails 11-9. Deng Adel with the steal. He passes to Anas Mahmoud and ties the game up at 11-11. The Cardinals take home the win tonight, 73-69. And a familiar face is returning to the Port Charlotte Stone Crabs coaching staff. Jim Morrison, the winningest manager in franchise history, is returning to lead the 2018 Charlotte Stone Crabs after 5 years away from the team. Morrison heads a veteran staff of 4 coaches who have rich ties with the Stone Crabs in the Port Charlotte community. Steve Doc Watson, Joe Selesky, and German Melendez will accompany Morrison as part of a 4-man staff that represents 21 seasons of combined Stone Crabs experience. And tennis great Serena Williams is speaking out about medical issues she dealt with following the birth of her daughter. The 36-year-old revealed that her daughter Alexis Olympia was born via emergency C-section. That's because Williams' heart rate reached dangerously low levels during contractions. Williams then dealt with numerous medical issues, including pulmonary embolism, blood clots in the lung, and a hematoma flooding her abdomen. She had to undergo 3 surgeries to fix the issues. But even after returning home, she was unable to get out of bed for 6 weeks. Despite all those complications, Williams says that she and her husband are still considering more children in the future. Let's look at your sports tonight. We'll have your winning lotto numbers when we come back.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 17th annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 11th to the 14th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 11th through the 14th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 17th annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 11th to the 14th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 11th through the 14th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, how's it looking for us tomorrow? Pretty foggy in the morning?
Yeah, it's going to be foggy again in the morning. There could be advisories. Obviously, if you have our app, our ABC7 weather app, you'd get those automatically. And, you know, people wake up in the morning, they can see right away, hey, there's a fog advisory, dense fog advisory. Be careful. You can also tune in to our sunrise show. And John Scalzi, meteorologist John Scalzi, will have much more on the fog. Yeah, that's the biggest concern. Other than that, sunny and warm by the afternoon. Then we'll see some showers Friday, and then get ready for some cooler weather. I know, as I said, some people like it, some people don't.
Very true. Well, thank you so much, Bob, and thank you all for joining us this evening. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.